What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Favorite Fits, the internet mock draft show hosted by me, Trevor Sycamore, where we take a look at the latest 2021 NFL mock draft from over at the Draft Network and pick out some selections that I really love. This week, we have a treat. We have Joe Marino's fourth mock draft that he has put out for this 2021 cycle. And with it, there's a lot of picks to really love, starting with number 4 overall, where he has the Atlanta Falcons selecting their quarterback of the future. I love this one, can't you tell? Trey Lance from North Dakota State University. I really do love this pairing, and I don't think that Matt Ryan is washed. I wouldn't use that word to describe Matt Ryan. Obviously, I think that he is doing a lot of things well. There were a lot of other areas with the team that just fell short this season, but where you can't exactly move on from Matt Ryan over the next year or two, Trey Lance, it would be good for him to sit a little bit. We're in this age where we love for quarterbacks to get drafted high right away and then they just get thrown out there. And that's not always the best course of action. I think the Atlanta Falcons would set up their future, their new GM, their new head coach, everything very beautifully by getting that ace in the bullpen. And so I really do think that even though they have Matt Ryan, and I think that he could be the guy for the next year or two, getting Trey Lance on the roster right now, even at number 4 overall, great pick for me. Dropping down to number 12 overall, now we got to talk about the San Francisco 49ers. Normally on this show, when we talk about the Niners, we're praising the mock draft for getting them a quarterback of the future, but that's not the case here. They stayed at number 12. There was no quarterback to be had. We're long gone at this point, but Joe still had them getting a really nice prospect, and that was Northwestern offensive tackle Rashawn Slater. So the Niners are in a bit of a situation here with Trent Williams. He's got a contract situation coming up, and I agree with Joe. They should do everything that they can to re-sign him, but never know what's going to happen there. Also, McGlinchey didn't have the best year at offensive tackle either. They definitely need interior offensive line help in the immediate. But let's say, McGlinchey is, of course, back and Trent Williams comes back. Rashawn Slater would still be a great pick because I think that you can plug him right into that interior. And then, Trent Williams, he's not the youngest offensive tackle out there. So if a year from now, 2 years from now, he is gone and they have an offensive line need at tackle, Rashawn Slater is a perfect transition to go right to that. And I really believe he could be great on the interior or on the edges. And so anytime you're getting an offensive lineman like that, I'm always going to be a fan of it. Finally, let's talk about the Indianapolis Colts. And I wanted to talk about this one because it was a player-team connection that I haven't seen very often. Maybe you guys have seen it more than I have, but I'm talking about Joe giving the Indianapolis Colts Georgia cornerback Eric Stokes. I really like this pick because those Xavier Rhodes, I think, has played well, better than what a lot of people thought that he was going to play this year. And the cornerback play has been good overall. They could certainly stay ahead of the curve in making sure that there's not going to be a major drop-off. They're going to be competing for division titles, or at least they certainly hope that they are, over the next couple of years. You don't want corner to become a glaring area of need midway or a fourth of the way through the season. And so I think staying ahead of it, getting Stokes here, I really did like the thought process here with this pick. That's all the mock draft analysis from me this week. As always, if you haven't seen Joe's full 3-round mock draft, go over to thedraftnetwork.com, check it out, and make sure you comment below on what picks you really loved or didn't like from Joe's latest mock.